Shared story number 48, Paul Bunyan's Pancakes. Green words, used, backwoods, cute, thawed, branch, cabins, animal, loved, huge, settlers, sawmill, spun, flour, steamboat, pancakes, mixed, bacon, squirted, table, tune, shovels, golden, mules, leftover. Red words, grew, enough, ready, nothing, breakfast, poured. Paul Bunyan was a huge man. He was taller than the tallest tree. He used a tree branch to brush his teeth. He brushed his thick black beard with a small pine tree. Paul needed lots of room, so he made a camp in the backwoods. Paul's job was to cut trees into logs. He was so big he could cut 10 trees at one time. The settlers used the logs to make cabins. One day, snow fell as he was cutting trees. Paul saw an animal frozen in the deep snow. He took it back to camp to warm it by the fire. It was a cute baby ox. It thawed out, but it stayed blue from the cold, so Paul named the ox Blue Babe. Blue Babe grew very, very huge, just like Paul Bunyan. He was so big that his back feet were too far away to be seen. 10 axe handles could fit between his horns. Blue Babe loved to help Paul. Blue Babe pulled the logs to the river and pushed them in. The logs floated to a sawmill. The settlers got the logs at the sawmill. But the settlers needed even more logs, so Paul asked 100 men to help him. Paul needed to feed all the men who came to help. He decided to make a lot of pancakes for breakfast, but how could Paul make enough pancakes to feed 100 men? First, Paul made a huge flat pan. Blue Babe pulled it to camp. He dragged it up a hill, but the pan rolled down the hill. It began to spin like a big penny. It spun so hard that it dug a deep hole in the hill. Next, Paul made a fire in the hole to heat the pan. While the fire heated the pan, Paul mixed the pancake batter. He poured 100 bags of flour into a lake. He added 200 eggs. The big steamboat mixed the batter. It streamed back and forth all night. At last, the batter was mixed and the pan was hot. Now they needed to grease the huge pan. Paul gave the men cubes of bacon fat. They stuck the fat on the bottom of their boots. Then they skated back and forth on the hot pan. This is how they greased the huge pan. Then some of the men got a fire hose. They squirted the batter from the lake onto the hot pan. The pancakes began to cook. The men used their shovels to flip the pancakes. Then they flipped the golden pancakes onto a cart. A team of mules dragged the pancake cart down the middle of a huge table. 2 men rolled the big pancakes onto the men's plates. The men liked the pancakes. They sang a happy tune as they ate. Then they were ready to help Paul cut logs. The men gave the leftover pancakes to Blue Babe. You can bet nothing was left after that. Then Blue Babe helped. At last they finished the job. The settlers had their logs, and Paul had a place to make pancakes. And at the end of the story, there are several questions for you to ask your child. Thank you.